Hi, Spartan photographers. So if we were at school, we would spend a day outside photographing the elements of design. Now remember, what are the elements of design? We have line, there's 4 of them. Line, shape, texture, pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that you're here with me and we are on the football field or on the track or the service drive, and I'm going to look for some lines, shapes, textures, and patterns. So let's do this. Let's go with. Now it's lunchtime at Oak Lawn, so while the weather's nice, we're taking advantage of it and we're coming outside and we're eating. So while I do that, I'm going to go around and I'm going to look for some lines. Let's see if you can notice some leading lines. Well, there we go. There's some. If you look at how these lines make your eyes follow them straight down to a point, look at this is almost mathematical. And that's funny because there's a math teacher in the service drive over there. I see Mr. Henley, he's eating. So he would appreciate the fact that I'm talking about these converging lines, right? And I could make that a picture. So why don't I just snap that picture while I'm at it? Exactly. So now that would work for line, right? Where else do I see lines? Well, there's lines everywhere because we have fence posts. Look, we have some. Let's look at the variety of lines we have here. We have vertical lines, lines that go up and down. If I go near this fence, what kind of lines do I have in here? What do we call those lines that move that direction? That's right, you guessed it. If you said diagonal, you were correct. Can I find any zigzag lines? But lines could have so much different variety. Look at the yellow lines here on these poles versus this big, huge, I don't know if it's steel, metal, what it is, but we have thin lines and we have thick lines, but we definitely have a variety of lines. Let's snag that picture next. Look, it's Mr. Olson. There are so many shapes on Mr. Olson's face. What I like to focus, there is a circle on your shirt, but I might focus on the shape, the side profile of his face. Now look at that space. Wow, you have changed a lot since you were a young laddie in my class. So you really are. But I'm going to focus on the shape of his face, but he's very distinguished. Put your food down. I don't want to see that in there. You know, he didn't know I was going to do this, but when you're working with a model, you definitely want your model to be comfortable. You want to be complimentary, and you want to make them look good. And he does look good. All right, now don't move. So it's always fun for me to photograph my colleagues and my former students who took my class a million years ago, again, because I'm so old. All right, so I've done line and I've done shape. How about now we focus a little bit on texture? So what I'm going to do is camera down to the ground, and I want you to think about this. Whenever you're doing texture, you really want to consider zooming in because you want to be able to imagine what it would be like for you to touch that image. That if I was touching, this is the curb. Look at how gritty that is. Look at how grainy that is, right? And really try and ooh, look at this leaf. This leaf has a lot of very interesting texture on it. So you're going to have to get really close. You got to get all up in there to be able to imagine what this would feel like. Okay, so now the last element of design we're going to do is going to be pattern. And when you're looking for pattern, you need to remember that pattern means there's 3 or more of the same thing over and over and over again. So where is it that we see patterns around here? Well, this is kind of, I don't know, it's not very exciting, friends, but it does definitely have a pattern. A sewer. Look at that circular pattern there. Ooh, sound effects. I like the colors on this, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one pictured as well. That white dot is distracting, but I could Photoshop that out. Ooh, fun trick I'll teach you soon. Pattern, all right. That was another pattern for me. Now here's the other thing. Once you took your pictures, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back and take some more. Don't settle on just doing one example of each. Do lots of examples of each. So when you're all done, you're going to just pick one to represent each. But you know I'm going to probably have you do some sort of cool collage with this. So give yourself like 6 examples of each. Have fun with it. Go outside, get some fresh air. You can do this, Spartans. I know you can. I'm going to take some more pictures because I just found some reflections and I love me some reflections.